Many intermediate guitarists get stuck in caged bass shapes because they aren't exactly the most musical sounding scale shapes. They will give you the correct notes, but they just sound boxy, scaly, and all in all, not that musical. In this lesson, I'm going to share with you a system that opened up the entire fretboard for me. If you already know your caged shapes, that's great. You can combine them with this system. If you struggled with caged and are ready for something different, let me introduce you to the 2-3 system. I guarantee it'll change your world. But why listen to me? Well, my name is Daniel Seraph, and I've taught over 25,000 guitar lessons to musicians just like you. My goal is to simplify the complexities of the guitar and get you making music faster and sounding better right away. Let's go ahead and jump in. Today we will be talking about the 2-3 system. The 2-3 system is a system for accessing the notes of the minor pentatonic scale. This will be an overview and give you the tools that you need to discover the patterns across the neck in any position. The minor pentatonic scale contains the note numbers 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, back to 1. Just 5 different notes to make the minor pentatonic, hence the name. With the 2-3 system, look for the root note literally on any string on the guitar. Let's use the key of D minor today. So to start, I'll use the 10th fret of the low E string. And the trick of starting this pattern is to make sure you put your ring finger, finger 3, on the root note. So in this case, the 10th fret, D on the low E string. Then, in order to make the 2-note set of the 2-3 pattern that you'll be playing here, we're going to add in a note just one whole step below this root note. So many people ask the question here, but wait, why aren't you starting on the root note of the scale? I'm here to tell you that you absolutely don't need to start on the root note of the pattern. In fact, most people try to get away from playing the root note all the time after they've deeply learned starting on the root note of the scale. So don't even worry about it. So these 2 notes give us what I call a 2-note set, C and D. So the amazingly convenient thing about the 2-3 system is that a 3-note set will always be next door to the 2-note set. So let's go to the A string and we can literally play these 3 notes. It's F, G, A. Frets 8, 10, and 12 on the A string. And we now have an entire D minor pentatonic scale. Now this is just one octave of the scale. If we wanted, we could just continue across the strings, and no matter what, we would just alternate between 2 notes and then 3 notes, then 2 notes, then 3 notes. Let me show you. 2 notes on the low E, 3 on the A. 2 notes on the D, 3 on the G. Watch out for the B string. Gotta push up a fret because the guitar is tuning. That's 2 notes on the B string, and then 3 notes on the high E. So really, as you notice, the only tricky part that happens is because of the guitar's standard tuning. So when we hit that B string, you need to push the notes that land on the B string up 1 fret towards the body of the guitar. Now, many folks would just call this scale the extended pentatonic scale, but it is so much more than that when you realize you can start this diagonal pentatonic 2-3 system on any string and in any position of the neck, and it always works. So real quick, I wanted to introduce the sponsor of this video. If you're already intrigued about the 2-3 system, I have a full course called the Diagonal Pentatonic Method. This approach has helped thousands of guitarists just like you to learn the pentatonic scale confidently across the entire guitar neck. With over 108 interactive exercises and over 80 licks, including wonderful guest artists, all with interactive tablature. The music is at your fingertips. Learn quickly and deeply to play confidently across the neck in any key, never getting lost, because the diagonal is just so simple and so musical. So go ahead and click the link in the description and use coupon code 23system to get 20% off the full course today. Now, a lot of times I would teach this scale from other positions of the fretboard. There end up being 3-ish kind of positions you can play across the neck like this. I'll include those diagrams in the free PDF link below. And you can also check out the backing track that I'm playing over in that folder as well. But in this lesson, I want to show you the versatility of the scale. I'd recommend that every guitarist spend some time learning the notes on their guitar neck. That makes all of this a lot easier. Let's look for a D note on the B string. So that's gonna be on the 3rd fret. So I'll put my ring finger on it, and then I'll play the C note a whole step below. That's our 2-note set. And let's go ahead and ascend to the high E string and we'll play our 3-note set. And no matter where we start, the best part is that the notes will always be in the same order. C, D, F, G, A. Listen to how it sounds. So this system is so cool. You can literally use this to copy and paste licks around the entire fretboard. How about a D note on the A string? If you know your notes, A, B, C, D, 5th fret. Ring finger on the D, play the bonus note, that's C below it. There's our 2-note set. And on the D string, let's play the 3-note set. Boom, that's F, G, A again. And we have our 2-3 pattern. And if we wanted, we could continue along the strings just like we would, and you just gotta watch out for the B string. You always gotta shift up 1 fret when you hit the B string. So 2-note set on the A string, 3-note set on the D, 2 notes on the G, watch out for the B string, 3, and finally we finish out with a 2-note set. Sounds so good. Now, I want to share something that is absolutely awesome about the diagonal 2-3 system. If you're used to playing pentatonic, you've probably worked out your blue notes in the minor pentatonic. The blue note is the flat 5. And from working with tons and tons of guitarists, I always noticed that they learn the blue note in position 1, like I just played, but then they have no clue where it is in any of the other shapes. The diagonal system solves this for us. No matter where you are in the diagonal, the blue note always lives between the higher 2 notes of the 3-note set. Let's look at that with the root on the 12th fret of the D string. So obviously a D, it's the 12th fret, it's an octave up from the open string. So we'll have our 2-note set, 10, 12, followed by the 3-note set. And that's on the G, right? So that's 10, 12, 14. So between the higher 2 notes of the 3-note set, between these two, G and A, lives the blue note. And in this key, it's gonna be an A flat. This note sounds so good to use as a passing tone. You could slide in and out of it, or from it down into the G, or from it up into the A. It is really the perfect addition to any minor pentatonic scale. Just remember, it's always between the higher 2 notes of the 3-note set using this diagonal 2-3 system. Let me show you the sound of it. Now that you've learned some of the amazing potential of the diagonal 2-3 system, make sure to watch this video next to learn 3 simple exercises to start sounding musical in your creative guitar playing right away.